Over 13 billion years ago, the universe as we know it began with an event known as the Big Bang. In an instant, a hot, dense singularity expanded into the cosmos we inhabit today. But the universe's story is not just one-off expansion, it's also a story of cooling. Without this cooling process, galaxies, stars, planets, and even life could never have formed. Today, we're diving deep into the cooling of cosmic matter after the Big Bang, a journey through time that starts with unimaginably high temperatures and ends with the breathtaking complexity of our universe today. The story of cosmic cooling begins at the very instant of the Big Bang. In the first trillionths of a second, the universe was a hot, dense sea of energy, with temperatures exceeding a staggering 1 quadrillion degrees Kelvin, billions of times hotter than the core of the sun. At this stage, matter as we know it did not exist. Instead, the universe was filled with fundamental particles like quarks, gluons, and photons, all colliding in an intense, chaotic dance. This period is known as the quark-gluon plasma era. But even in this chaos, the universe was already cooling. As space expanded at unimaginable speeds, the energy density dropped and temperatures began to decline. Within a microsecond, quarks began to combine to form protons and neutrons, the building blocks of all atomic nuclei. Think of this process as the universe setting its foundation. Without this initial cooling, the particles that make up stars, planets, and even us could never have come into existence. Fast forward to about 3 minutes after the Big Bang. By this point, the universe had expanded significantly and cooled to a still searing 1 billion degrees Kelvin. This temperature was cool enough for a new process to begin: primordial nucleosynthesis. In this stage, protons and neutrons fused together to form the first atomic nuclei. Hydrogen, the simplest and lightest element, made up the majority of these nuclei. A smaller portion combined to form helium, and an even tinier fraction created lithium. This mix of elements, roughly 75% hydrogen, 25% helium, and trace amounts of lithium, would set the stage for everything to come. These were the raw ingredients for stars and galaxies, but at this point, they were nothing more than a diffuse cloud of subatomic particles. But here's an important detail. The universe was still far too hot for these nuclei to capture electrons and form complete atoms. Free electrons, which carry negative charge, were zipping around, colliding with photons and preventing light from traveling freely. This made the universe opaque, like a thick fog. Now let's leap forward 380,000 years. A blink of an eye on cosmic timescales, but a monumental leap in the evolution of the universe. By this time, the universe had cooled to about 3,000 Kelvin, roughly the temperature of a red dwarf star. At this lower temperature, electrons finally slowed down enough to combine with atomic nuclei. Hydrogen and helium atoms began to form, and the universe entered a phase known as recombination. Recombination was a turning point in the history of the cosmos. With electrons now bound to atoms, light no longer scattered endlessly. For the first time, photons could travel freely through space. This event left behind the cosmic microwave background radiation, or CMB, a faint, glowing imprint of the early universe that we can still detect today. The CMB is like a baby picture of the universe, showing us what it looked like when it first became transparent. It's a treasure trove of information, revealing details about the universe's age, composition, and even its large-scale structure. With light freed and atoms formed, the universe continued its expansion and cooling. Over the next several hundred million years, the universe became a cold, dark expanse. But during this time, gravity was quietly at work. Small clumps of hydrogen and helium began to form under the influence of gravitational attraction. These clumps grew larger and denser, eventually collapsing to ignite the first stars. These early stars were massive and short-lived, burning through their fuel quickly and exploding as supernovae. In their fiery deaths, they forged heavier elements like carbon, oxygen, and iron, essential ingredients for planets and life. This process of star formation, explosion, and recycling of matter was made possible only because of the cooling of the universe. Without cooling, gravity could never have brought matter together to form these celestial bodies. Even today, the universe continues to cool. The expansion of space drives temperatures ever lower. The cosmic microwave background radiation, which was once as hot as the surface of a star, has cooled to just 2.7 degrees Kelvin, barely above absolute zero. This cooling will continue indefinitely as the universe expands. Over trillions of years, stars will exhaust their fuel, and the cosmos will become a colder, darker place. But the history of cosmic cooling is far from over. It's a process that defines the fate of everything we know. The cooling of cosmic matter after the Big Bang is a story of transformation that it's the reason we have galaxies, stars, planets, and life. It's the reason you and I are here today, marveling at the universe's vastness. As we look to the night sky, we are witnessing a universe that is still evolving, a cosmos shaped by its ongoing journey of cooling and expansion. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the universe's origins. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time for more cosmic mysteries.